Hey Pitmasters, what is up? Today we're going to do a burger patty test. It is crazy windy outside. We got a tent set up to protect our gear, but it's blowing all over the place. So if you see some things flying by, that's the reason why. The test that we're going to do today is we're going to find out which is best for a burger patty. Beef, pork or lamb. But before we do that, we'll fire up our barbecue. I got a fresh bag of Big Block and we're going to cut it open, put some charcoal in the grill, light it up. While our barbecue is coming up to temperature, we're going to mince our meat, starting with our chuck roast. So we'll cut this chuck roast up into cubes. That will make for easy grinding. We'll put the meat in our grinder and let it grind coarse. We'll put the meat through the grinder for the second time just to make sure the fat gets everywhere and it's get grind down very well. And then when we grill it, it's going to be even juicier. This is our leg of lamb. The bone is still in there, but we're going to take the meat off, cut it into cubes and then grind it up. I want to make sure that I got the fatty part. Look at that beautiful fat cap. That's going to grind up very well into our grinder. We'll cut it into slices and then we'll cut it into cubes. All right, let's grind it up. Here comes our lamb. And it starts blowing immediately when we put the grinder on.
I heard it's gonna be hurricane level.
Hurricane? Crazy. We only got like a plastic tent to protect this, man. The chuck roast had a lot of fat in the meat. But look at how fatty that lamb is. I'm gonna grind this for the second time as well.
Cool, I have to admit something.
What?
I ate a burger yesterday.
No.
Yeah.
Why? You knew we were going to do a test video about burgers.
Yeah, I know. I just like my burger. I'm sorry.
Let's do this. And now for the finale, the pork. I got a pork leg. We're going to cut it up into cubes and we're going to grind it as well. There's still a little bit of skin on this pork. Cutting that off. We'll slice this up and then cut it into cubes. Now you can see that this meat is actually really lean, so I'm gonna look for more fat in that pork leg and put it in there. What kind of pork leg is this? This almost has no fat on it. It's a very poor piglet. Do you see that? There's actually no fat in here. Oh, wait. Well, that will have to do. Let's grind it up. Why is it not? This is not going on like it's supposed to. This is just horrible. This pork leg is so terrible. It really pisses me off. There's like, I think they injected it with water or something. It turns like, in the Netherlands we have a thing called the frikandel. This is like worse than minced chicken. Now, but basically now the test is like, we can't compare this cut of meat with the beef. And what do you do with this crappy meat? Well, you make frikandellen, which basically is minced meat. Normally we use chicken for that. Put in a little bit of Superlicious barbecue rub and then put it in a deep fryer. You know what my friends call me? Fry Master X. It bubbles so hard because of the amount of water that's in the pork. You see how the water is gone and the frying is starting to slow down? That's the color that I'm looking for, dark brown. Let's take these beauties out. Mayonnaise. Now of course, there's this trying phase that we always have. This is the taste test. There we go. Cheers. Actually it's pretty good. It tastes fantastic, especially with a Superlicious barbecue rub. Well, I hope it doesn't happen to you, but when it happens, just make frikandellen, give it a try. So we went to the supermarket and got us some pork belly slices. This is going to save the day. Let's cube them up. Hold on to the tent.
That pole right there is floating.
Let's grind it up. Grinding for the last time. And we're doing a second grind. And we did a video on this a while ago, testing out when you should do the second grind and when you shouldn't. Now we're going to turn these into burger patties, and I like to start with a sheet of baking paper just to shape them on. Get a little bit of ground meat, a little bit of lamb, there we go, and a little bit of pork. Now I'm eyeballing this to be around the same size. I'm just gonna gently press it down and shape it into a round shape. Our burger patties turned out beautiful. They're ready to go on the grill. But first, we'll prepare our buns. So I got two buns, the standard supermarket burger bun or the fluffy, really good white bun. Which one do you prefer?
I prefer the white one.
Me too. So put these on the grill and toast them real quick. They toast really quick because the cast iron half moon is screaming hot. Now I just want to quickly slice it with tomato and onion as well. And I'm slicing them really thin so they don't produce too much flavor. Our onions are sliced, our tomatoes are sliced, our burger buns are crispened up. We got our lettuce, we got mayonnaise, we got ketchup, we got our pickles. Basically, we're all ready. The only thing that I doubt about is putting on cheese, because I love to put on cheese, but for this test, I'm gonna leave it out just to make sure we get a good, proper tasting test. So we'll start out with the pork because the fat has to render down and that's gonna take a lot of energy. Next we'll put on our lamb burger patty and finally our beef patty. I just wanna add a little bit of olive oil just to make sure that we get that crunchy outside. There we go. You can see that the juices of the burger patty of the lamb and the beef are starting to shine through. That's the time when we want to take off our burgers. Because of the amount of fat, the pork patty falls apart. It just doesn't have that structural strength to stay together. Of course, we're going to season these with a little bit of salt and pepper. Now it's time to build up our burger patties. We'll start with the bottom. And then of course, what we like to do is put on our lettuce first. The lettuce is going to protect that crunchy burger bun from the juices from the meat and the mayonnaise that we'll put on right now. Now we will put on our patties. We'll start with our beef patty, then our lamb patty, and finally our fall apart fatty pork burger. Look at that, big mess. I'll put a slice of tomato on each of them, some of that thin sliced onion. I like myself a little bit of pickle, and finally a little bit of ketchup. Put the cap on, and they're done, ready to be tested. Pork first, lamb first. Okay, I got the highest expectation of the beef. There we go. That is a really nice burger. Really simple, straightforward, nice burger. Nice beefy flavor as well. Give it a try. Do you get that beefy flavor?
Yeah, and the crisp is really good.
Now we'll start with our lamb burger. There we go. Looks good as well. There we go. I'm searching for differences, but this is just weird. It tastes so much like the beef burger. You've got that crusty outside that has that like grilled flavor. There is not a strong lamb flavor, even if we had this cut of leg, so normally that will be a strong flavor. And it tastes really, really good. I'd like to know what you think. In the end, there's a little bit of lamb flavor. The whole thing is falling apart. This is going crazy. Someone just came in and wished me very much good luck. Sana told me, she came into the live stream, she told me the storm is coming in right now. And I said, yeah, well, we pretty much had the worst of the storm. And now I'm standing here holding the tent. This is great. This is crazy. Well, before this storm comes in again, let's do the final burger. Cut it in half. Our pork burger. Looks really good. There we go. Wow. Yeah, I was expecting all the fat to be too much, but it's super crunchy, juicy. Hey, you give it a try.
So I was kind of surprised by the pork burger.
It was good, right?
Yeah.
It was, but it's completely different. It's crispy and it's juicy, but you don't get that nice beefy flavor. And basically that's kind of like what you're missing in that pork burger, but that's why they make a 50-50 burger. Half beef and half pork. That's how you get the good stuff. That's when the magic happens. The beef, the lamb, the pork, they all have their own character. Although the lamb, it really tasted like the beef. And when I finished the burger, in the end, I tasted the lamb. So they were quite similar. And the pork was really standing apart. Now, of course, we should do another test. If you want to see that video, let me know. And while you're writing that comment, please leave me a big thumbs up. I want to say a big thank you to everyone that's supporting us by being a YouTube member or a Patreon. If you don't know what it is, go down below in the video description. And I hope to see you guys next time. If you want to do us a little favor, and if you're German and you can translate this video into German, please do so. There's also a link to that down below in the video description. See you guys next time. Until then, eet smakelijk and keep on grilling.